Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make my chocolate hazelnut scones. This is a pretty quick recipe. They only take 12 minutes maximum in the oven and you have the most delicious scones. So we'll get things underway. So I have got here 325 grams of plain flour. I always need, every recipe of mine contains plain flour because I don't keep self-raising in the house. I prefer to use plain so that I don't have to have a whole pile of flours. To this, I am going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of fine salt. Give that a quick mix together. I have 75 grams of cubed butter. I'm just going to tumble that in, and then I just want to press it between the pads of my thumb and forefingers and just combine it with the flour until you get a sort of rough breadcrumby consistency. You could, if you like, do this in a mixer as well with the paddle attachment, but just keep an eye on it so you don't go overboard. It doesn't take long, it's quite pleasurable this. I'm almost there already. So I'm there now. There's no large lumps of butter remaining. I just want 25 grams of sugar. It's not a lot, but I don't like them to be too sweet because I will be having them with jam or marmalade. I always eat my scones with that, so there's plenty of sweetness there. So that is done and can just be set aside for a few moments. I promised a chocolate hazelnut scone, so we'll get on with the chocolate and hazelnut part. I have 75 grams of skinned hazelnuts here, and I just want to chop these roughly. These add a wonderful texture, a crunchiness within the scone. It's great. Now I don't want to chop them too finely, just really break them in half, and that's about it. Just a rough chop. This knife's called a mezzaluna, and it's fantastic for things like this, for cutting herbs or nuts. Okay, so you can see I've just chopped them roughly. Can turn my flour mixture and in they go. For the chocolate chip part, these are dark chocolate chips. It's definitely best to use dark chocolate because there's just not enough flavour in milk chocolate chips. You'll never get that deep chocolatey flavour with those. So we'll just rattle these in. Another quick mix together. And we're almost there. I have 175 mils of buttermilk here. That goes, and I'll just give it a quick stir together. Just until it all sort of begins to clump together. And that's it. Just bring it together now with your hands, form it into a big ball of dough. Get any bits at the bottom that might not yet have been incorporated and tip it out. Now, I don't use a rolling pin when I'm doing scones. I just press down on it like this to flatten it out. If I was doing a huge batch of these, I would use a rolling pin. Make sure to keep it moving too so that it's not sticking to your surface. If you need to add a little flour here, but thankfully I'm using stainless steel surfaces, so I don't really require any extra flour. And do not roll it out too thinly, otherwise you'll never get the rise. You need it at about 4 to 5 centimeters in depth. I'm using here you can use a 2.5 inch, 3 inch cutter. Dip it in flour and then just press firmly down. And that's one scone. I just cook these on some parchment paper. You don't have to, you could flour the tray as well, but just a little extra security that they're not going to stick. And when you've all that you can cut out of your dough, just reform it again into a ball and cut out the remaining 2. I'll get 2 more out of this. As I say, this doesn't make a huge batch, because if I made a huge batch, I'd eat every last one of them. Just crack an egg into a bowl, give it a quick whisk together, and brush the top. So these will just take 10 to 12 minutes in a 220 degree oven. Just enough time for me to have a quick clear up and make a large pot of tea. My scones are ready now. You just give them a little tap underneath, they should sound hollow. Chocolate's still molten and warm. Just set them on a cooling rack so they cool slightly. I do like my scones still warm from the oven, but don't want them quite this hot. I'll open one up so you can see inside. You can see they're still... And this is how I like to eat them, with some orange marmalade. You know, it's so funny because I am not a fan of any shot pot chocolate orange anything, but I love chocolate and orange in cakes and in things like this. This is just the absolute favourite treat here at the moment. You know, if you've got scones, you've got to have tea. If you like this recipe, please give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Let's see if I can warm you up. Oh, babe, snuggle.